My precious child, listen carefully. This message has found you for a reason, and the timing is no accident. You did not stumble upon this by chance. I led you here, at the very moment your heart needed it most. There is no such thing as a coincidence when I am the one doing the leading. So do not scroll past this. Do not minimize this window and tell yourself you will come back to it later. Stay here with me, right now. What I have to say to you is urgent, and it is personal, and it belongs to you alone. I see you. I know where you are sitting right now. I know what is on your mind. I know the weight that has been pressing down on your chest. I know the thoughts that have been following you around like shadows, the ones you cannot silence, no matter how busy you keep yourself. You have tried to outrun them, have you not? You have tried to fill every quiet moment, so there is no room for them to catch up with you. But they are still there, and I am asking you to stop running, just for these few minutes, and let me meet you right where you are. Open the door of your heart, even just a little. You do not have to have everything figured out first. You do not have to be strong. You do not have to pretend you are fine. Just be still. Just stay here with me. Let me speak to you. Something important is about to happen inside you. This is me, Jesus, speaking directly into your heart. Not through a preacher standing at a distance behind a pulpit. Not through a stranger who does not know your name. Right here, right now, soul to soul, just the two of us, in this quiet moment. I want you to feel that. Take a slow breath with me right now. Let your shoulders drop from where you have been holding them up near your ears. Let the tension in your jaw loosen just a little. Let your hands rest open instead of clenched. You have been bracing yourself against the world for a long time, beloved one. You have been so strong for everyone around you, and so private about your own broken places. You have held it together on the outside while carrying things inside that nobody around you has fully seen. I have seen them. I see you completely, and I am not overwhelmed by what I see. I am not disappointed. I am not stepping back. I am closer to you right now than I have ever been. In this moment, you are safe with me. I am not here to correct you or add to your burden. I am here because I love you. And there are things I need you to hear. I have seen every hidden struggle you are carrying, my child. The ones you have never spoken aloud to anyone. The fears you press down into the back of your mind just to make it through the day. The grief that surfaces at strange times, in the middle of grocery stores, on quiet Tuesday afternoons when nothing is particularly wrong, and yet something inside you feels heavy, and you cannot name exactly why. I have seen all of it. I have been watching you, not with judgment, but with a love so steady and so complete that nothing you have done or felt or thought has moved me 1 inch away from your side. I was there the night you sat alone with your thoughts and wondered if any of this was worth continuing. I was there when you cried and did not even know fully why the tears came. I was there when you smiled at someone and said you were doing fine, and inside yourself, you felt like the floor was slowly giving way beneath you. I counted every one of those moments. I counted every single one, my child. I know about the heavy weight you have been carrying. I know it has been on your back for longer than you want to admit. I know there are mornings when you wake up and the weight is the first thing you feel, even before you open your eyes, even before the day has officially started. That weight has a texture to it. It is not one single thing. It is several things pressed together. It is the weight of uncertainty about what comes next. It is the weight of things unresolved, things you cannot fix, no matter how many hours you spend trying to think your way through them. It is the weight of worrying about the people you love, the ones you cannot protect as much as you wish you could. It is the weight of wondering whether you have made the right choices, whether you have gone too far down one road to turn back now. It is the weight of a hope you are afraid to fully let yourself hold, because part of you is scared that if you believe for something again and it does not come, you will not survive that disappointment. I know about that weight. I know every layer of it. And I want to tell you something about it. You were not designed to carry it. This weight was never meant to be yours to hold alone. When I said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest," I was not speaking in generalities. I was not writing a greeting card verse. I was speaking specifically to you. I was speaking to this exact version of you, in this exact season, with this exact weight pressing down on you right now. You are the one I meant. Come to me. I know about the loneliness you sometimes feel, even when you are surrounded by people who care about you. Loneliness does not always mean you are physically alone. Sometimes it is the feeling of being in a room full of people and still feeling unseen, saying words out loud and sensing that they are not landing the way you intended, reaching towards someone and not quite getting back what you needed, and then quietly folding that disappointment up and storing it somewhere inside yourself and just carrying on. I know you have done that more times than you can count. I know about the doubts that come in the quiet hours, the ones that arrive at 3 a.m. when your defenses are down, the ones that whisper that maybe you are too much for people, maybe you are not enough. Maybe the things you have been believing for will never actually arrive. Maybe you are foolish to keep hoping for something that is just not coming. I have heard those whispers. I have watched them land. And I want to tell you plainly, they are not my voice. My voice does not come to wound you. My voice does not come to pile shame on top of your exhaustion. When I speak hope into the weary, and truth into the confused, and peace into the anxious. What you heard at 3 in the morning was not me. And I want you to learn to know the difference, because the enemy of your soul knows your exact weaknesses and has spent years studying how to speak to them. But I know you better than he does. I built you. And when I speak, even in the faintest whisper, there is something in you that knows it. There is a part of you underneath the fear and the doubt that recognizes my voice. That part of you brought you here today. I heard every prayer you whispered when you thought no one was listening. Every word of every one of them. Not one syllable of your prayers has ever fallen to the floor unnoticed by me. When you poured your heart out toward heaven in the dark and nothing seemed to come back but silence, I was not absent. I was so close to you in those moments that I could hear your heartbeat. I was listening to everything. And even while you were still praying, I was already working. Even when it felt like absolutely nothing was happening, something was happening. I was already moving on your behalf in ways your natural eyes could not see and your mind could not follow. I have been at work in your story this whole time, every chapter of it, even the ones you wish had not been written. And my child, you will see the evidence of that work. It is coming. I want you to hear me very clearly on this, because I know the waiting has been one of the hardest parts. What has looked like delay was not abandonment. What has felt like silence was not absence. Every door I closed with a purpose. Every prayer that did not get answered the way you wanted, the way you planned, the way you had it mapped out in your heart, I redirected it, because I could see things you could not see from where you were standing. I could see what was waiting around the bend of that door you wanted so badly to walk through. And I loved you too much to let you walk into something that would have hurt you in ways you would not have seen coming. Let me be honest with you, my beloved one. Some of what you have been waiting for, I have delayed, not because I forgot about you, not because I was too occupied with other matters, not because your request was too complicated or too specific or somehow too much to ask. I delayed it because I was preparing you for it. The version of you that existed 2 years ago was not ready to carry what I am preparing to give you. The version of you from 1.5 years back would not have known what to do with the level of breakthrough that is coming. It would have overwhelmed you. It would have arrived in your hands before your hands were steady enough to hold it well. I was not withholding from you. I was building you. The waiting season was not wasted time, not a single day of it. Every moment of uncertainty was developing a steadiness in you that cannot be manufactured through any comfortable process. Every sleepless night was growing a depth in your character that only difficulty can reach. Ease builds nothing. Comfort produces nothing lasting. But the long, quiet faithfulness of continuing to trust when you cannot see the outcome, that produces something in a person that is unlike anything else. That is what I have been building in you. Every closed door was protecting you from something I could see and you could not. I want you to think for a moment about the things you desperately wanted in your past that I did not give you. The things you begged me for. The relationships you thought your entire happiness depended on. The outcomes you believed you absolutely needed. Some of those things would have broken you in ways you did not have the strength to recover from at that point in your life. Some of them would have taken you somewhere you are genuinely grateful today that you never went. I know some of those closed doors still ache. I know some of them still feel unexplained and honestly unfair. And I am not asking you to pretend that it did not hurt. It was allowed to hurt. Grief is an honest response, and I do not ask my children to be dishonest about their grief. But what I am asking you to do is trust the character of the one who closed those doors. I am not careless with your life. I am not a God who makes decisions about your future based on arbitrary preferences. Every closed door had my handprint on it. Every single one was in some way an act of love. The waiting was a forge. Think about what a forge does. It is not a comfortable place. It is hot and pressurized. The thing being shaped inside it does not understand what is happening while it is happening. The process does not feel like progress while you are in the middle of it. But when the work is complete, what comes out of that forge is harder and stronger and more refined than anything that went in. That is what I have been doing in you through these seasons of waiting. I have been building roots in you so deep that when the storms come, and they will come, you will not be moved. I have been building a peace in you that will be able to hold steady in circumstances that would have flattened the earlier version of you. I have been shaping patience in you, real patience, not the kind that pretends to be fine, but the kind that genuinely trusts the outcome to someone wiser than itself. You did not waste those hard years, my child. You did not waste one moment of them. I was with you in every single one, and I am using everything that happened, every broken piece of it, every failed attempt, every season of confusion and loss, and circling back to the same ground again. I am weaving it all together, and what it becomes when it is finished will make complete sense in a way that right now you do not yet have the vantage point to see. But you will see it. I promise you, you will see it. My precious child, listen to what I am about to say. Right now, as you hear my words, something is shifting around you. Not tomorrow, not when you finally feel ready, not when the circumstances cooperate or the calendar turns to some future month. Right now, in this exact moment, the atmosphere around you is beginning to change. I know you cannot feel it yet in your physical senses. I know it does not look different from where you are sitting. The view from your chair is the same view it was when you first clicked on this. But in the unseen realm, the realm that is more real than what you can touch and measure and see, things are moving. Things that have been stuck are coming loose. Doors that have been sealed shut for a long time are beginning to shift at the hinges. Provision that has been held in reserve is beginning to move in your direction. The peace I have for you is flooding right now into the rooms of your heart where anxiety has been living. And it is a peace that is bigger than your circumstances and quieter than your fears. You do not have to work yourself up into some emotional state to receive this. You do not have to feel it first to have it. Just receive it. Just open your hands, metaphorically, spiritually, and let what I am bringing come in. The anxiety that has been running circles in your mind, I am speaking to it right now. The loop of worried thoughts, the mental rehearsal of worst-case scenarios, the racing through problems that have not happened yet and may never happen. I am speaking stillness into the middle of all of that right now. Be still. Be still and know that I am God. I am here. I have not forgotten you. I have not turned my attention somewhere else. I have not grown weary of your case or your needs or your prayers. I am here, fully present, fully attentive, and I am moving. The shift that is happening right now is real, even if you cannot see it yet with your natural eyes. I am asking you to believe it before you see it, because that is what faith is. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. Faith is the evidence of what you cannot yet hold in your hands. This is not false hope I am offering you. This is not something I am saying to make you feel better for a few hours before things go back to feeling heavy again. This is truth. Your situation is in my hands. The outcome you cannot control is already known to me. The timeline you do not understand is in my keeping. I know what you need, and I know when you need it. I know the exact right moment, not too early, when you would not have been ready, not too late, when your faith had run thin, exactly when it will matter the most. And what I have planned for you in this next chapter is better than what you have been able to imagine on your hardest days. Something is breaking loose in your life. Something is opening. Something is turning in your favor, not because of anything you earned, but because I am gracious, and I am for you. And I decided long before you were born that I loved you, and that decision has never changed. Receive this peace. Let it come all the way in. Let it settle into the anxious corners and the worried edges. I am with you. I am working on your behalf right now, in this very hour. And what I have set in motion for your life, nothing can stop it. My child, I need to say something to you that the voices around you have not been saying clearly enough. You are not too much. You have never been too much. You are not too broken, or too far gone, or too damaged, or too late. You are not the sum of your worst moments. You are not the accumulation of your failures. You are not what the critical voice inside your head says about you in the dark. You are mine. And that one fact changes everything that follows. Stop measuring yourself by measurements that were never designed to fit you. The world has a standard for evaluating human beings, a metric built on productivity and appearance and achievement, and how well you perform under pressure. Those metrics were not designed by me. I did not create you to fit inside those boxes. I created you to be loved by me. That is the first and most fundamental truth of your existence. Before your name, before your job, before all the roles you carry and all the identities you have built or been given over the years, before any of that, you are someone I love. Not conditionally, not with a list of requirements attached, not the cleaned up version of you that shows up on your best days. You, the one right here, right now, the one who is tired and uncertain and maybe carrying a few things you have not told anyone about. That is the one I am speaking to. That is the one I have always loved. Do you know what it means to be chosen by me? I want you to sit with that for a moment. I chose you before the foundation of the world. I knew your name before you were formed. I saw every chapter of your life before the first page was written. And knowing everything, knowing every mistake you would make, every time you would doubt me, every moment you would feel like you had nothing left to offer, I chose you anyway. Not in spite of those things, knowing those things, and choosing you completely. You are deeply, permanently loved, not as a general statement about humanity, as a specific, personal, irreversible love for you as an individual. I know your face. I know your voice. I know what makes you laugh and what quietly undoes you. I know the thing you are most afraid of and the thing you want most deeply. I know all of you, and I love all of you. Not the version that has everything together. I love all of you. I know there are seasons when that truth feels far away, when it feels abstract and hard to hold on to in any practical sense, when the evidence in front of you seems to point somewhere else, and my love feels more like a theological concept than a lived reality. I know those seasons. I've watched you walk through them, and I want you to know that during those seasons, my love did not go anywhere. It was as present and as complete and as active as it has ever been. What changed was not my love. What changed was how much you were able to feel it. And I am patient enough to wait while you find your way back to feeling it again. I am proud of you. I want you to actually hear those words. Not proud of a perfect track record, because no one I have ever loved has one of those. I am proud of you for the mornings you got up when everything in you wanted to stay down. I am proud of you for every moment of kindness you chose when bitterness would have been so much easier. and more justified. I am proud of you for the prayers you kept sending upward, even when the silence stretched so long it started to feel like an answer in itself. I am proud of you for not quitting, even when quitting looked reasonable, even when no one would have blamed you. You are still here. You are still reaching toward me. That matters more than you know. I saw every one of those moments. None of them went unnoticed. None of it was wasted. I want to say something now about your future. The story of your life is not finished. The narrative of who you are is not written to its final page. The hardest chapters do not get to be the defining chapters. I am the author, and I do not write stories that end in defeat for the people I have chosen to love. I write stories about a grace that kept showing up, about a love that refused to quit even when everything fell apart, about people who looked like they were done but were not done, not even close, because I was not done with them. That is your story. It is the story I have been writing all along. Believe it. The ending is not what you feared. It is better than anything you have let yourself hope for. My child, I am giving you a command right now, and I need you to receive it. Be still. I am not asking you to become passive. I am not asking you to stop caring about the things that matter to you, or to become indifferent to your circumstances. I am asking you to stop running. Stop running from the uncertainty. Stop running from the discomfort of not knowing how things turn out. Stop filling every quiet moment with noise, so the questions inside you cannot catch up. Be still and know that I am God. Those words are ancient. They were spoken into a world full of chaos and war and nations crashing against one another. They were not spoken into a comfortable afternoon. They were spoken into crisis. And they are just as true and just as powerful right now, in your specific crisis, in your specific anxiety, in your specific season of uncertainty. Be still and know that I am God. They are not a pretty phrase for a wall print. They are an instruction that carries power. Be still. And in the stillness, know something. Know that I am God. Know that I am in the middle of your situation, fully present, fully attentive, fully able. Know that I have not left your case unattended, even for a moment. Know that the same God who spoke the stars into position, who set the oceans in their boundaries, who knit you together cell by cell with infinite care before you drew your first breath, that same God is actively working inside your current circumstances. Nothing about your life is too small for my attention. Nothing about your problem is too large for my ability. I want you to let that settle in. The situation that is keeping you up at night is not keeping me up at night. I am not anxious about your situation. I am not worried. I am not scrambling to figure out a plan. I already have a plan. The situation that feels impossible to you right now is not impossible to me. It is not even difficult. I am asking you now to lay down what you have been carrying, not to ignore it, not to pretend it has no weight, but to consciously, deliberately, with intention, place it in my hands. You were never supposed to carry this alone. When I said, "Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest," that was not a casual invitation. That was a promise. I do not make promises I do not keep. Let me do what I promised you I would do. Release the grip you have on this thing that has been exhausting you. Let your hands open. I am right here. Let me take it. I am stronger than what is pressing against you right now. I am stronger than the anxiety that wakes you in the night. I am stronger than the doubt that whispers, "Nothing will ever change." I am stronger than the grief that has been sitting in your chest. I am stronger than every circumstance and every enemy and every obstacle and every voice that has been telling you it is time to give up. Trust me with this. Trust me with the parts you cannot fix by yourself. Trust me with the outcome that is not in your control. Trust me with the timeline you do not understand. I have a plan. I have always had a plan. And that plan is not shaped by what is convenient or easy. It is shaped by what is best for you, now and in the long run. My plans for you are for good, not for harm, for a future, for a hope. That promise was not written for the version of you that has it all together. It was written for this version, the tired one, the uncertain one, the one who needs someone stronger than themselves to step in right now. I am stepping in. Be still, my anxious child. Let me carry this weight. Put it down. Let it go. I have you. Comment, "I love your presence" below if you can feel me with you right now. If this word reached a place inside you that needed reaching, type "Amen" below as a quiet declaration, just between you and me. Receive my peace right now, my precious child. Not the peace the world offers, which is fragile and temporary and dissolves when circumstances press in on it from all sides. My peace. The peace that held through storms and betrayal and grief and the cross itself. The peace that is not dependent on what is happening around you. The peace that can rest in the middle of uncertainty because it knows who is holding the outcome. That peace is yours. I am giving it to you right now. Take it with both hands. It belongs to you. Your healing is already in motion. The answer to the prayer you have been praying the longest. The one you have almost stopped believing for. It is already on its way to you. The breakthrough that has seemed so far away is closer right now than it has ever been. I see the road ahead of you. I know what is waiting around the next bend. And what is coming, my child, is worth every hard day of the season behind you. I promise you that. Walk forward from this moment, not in anxiety, not bracing against the unknown, not white-knuckling your way through each day, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Walk forward in the knowledge that I am with you. I am for you. I am ahead of you on the road, clearing what needs to be cleared. I am behind you, covering everything you have left behind. I am beside you in every single step. Not sometimes, not only in the bright moments, but always. In the ordinary Tuesday afternoons, in the hard conversations, in the waiting rooms, in the quiet moments when you are not sure what to do next. I am there. I am always there. You are not alone. You have never been alone, not once in your life. Not in the darkest night you have ever walked through, not in the most isolated moment you have ever felt, have you ever been without my presence. I was there. I am here. And I love you with a love that will not run out. A love that will not give up on you. A love that will not grow cold or grow impatient or grow tired of you. A love that will follow you every single day of your life and beyond. Go in my peace today. Carry this with you wherever you go. Come back to it when the noise gets loud and the weight starts to feel heavy again, when the anxiety comes back. And sometimes it will come back. Do not let that discourage you. Just return to this place. Return to my voice. Return to the truth that you are not carrying this alone. I will be here. I am always here. And remember, my child, always remember this. You are mine. You are deeply, completely, permanently, unshakably loved. Amen.